So, Kyle uploaded this video saying what is going on with Jordan Peterson. It piqued my interest because I don't mind Kyle, and I was interested in what he had to say because Jordan Peterson does say some kooky things from time to time. The thumbnail is even hilarious though. They picked a really nice photo of Peterson and a completely buffoonish looking Kyle.
Jordan Peterson has been doing this very bizarre thing on Twitter. I don't know why he's doing it, but he's typing all of his tweets in this weird format that you see on screen right here, where it's almost like he's trying to make it like a poem, but it's a weird poem, and oftentimes what he says doesn't rhyme. I don't know what's going on with this dude.
Nice. Peterson discovered a new way of triggering the libs. Just write your messages in this format.
But Nathan J. Robinson tweeted, case for Cornel West, and defends one of our greatest socialist intellectuals against some unbelievably fair attacks. Jordan Peterson chimes in and says, there are no great socialist intellectuals by definition.
Okay, so that's what he tweeted. Really easy to understand. He's insulting socialists.
This is the most sloppy and intellectually lazy thing I've ever read in my life. Look, Jordan, I get it. You don't like socialists. You don't like lefties. Everybody knows at this point that that's how you feel.
And that's where the video should have ended. Peterson doesn't like socialists, and he's mocking them. But Kyle takes it way too literally.
But that doesn't mean you could say something so brazenly untrue.
Again, way too literally. Imagine I said Kyle Kulinski was brain dead, and he came back to me and said, "What? That's brazenly untrue. Okay, you don't like me, but my brain is clearly working. I can walk around the room." It's an insult, dingus, and you're kind of proving the point by letting it fly over your head.
As there are no socialist intellectuals. Do you realize how much of a garbage statement that is? Look, as somebody on the left, I can admit there are literally, and I'm not kidding about this, fascist intellectuals.
Okay, but see that word, great, in Jordan Peterson's tweet? Do you think there are great fascist intellectuals? Is this a mask-off moment for Kyle? I think because Jordan Peterson used this format, Kyle can't read the tweet either.
Now, I don't think they're right. I think they're wrong, but I cannot deny the objective reality that there were some philosophical thinkers who were partial to aristocracy, to fascism, to a number of different ideologies that I don't subscribe to.
So probably you wouldn't say they're great.
So just to give you an idea, socialist intellectuals, I don't know. Let's think. Noam Chomsky?
Noam Chomsky, buddy of Jeffrey Epstein. And this socialist intellectual backed Venezuela until it went horribly wrong.
Fácil es hablar de eso.
And what's so exciting about at last visiting Venezuela, I can see how a better world is being created and can speak to the person who's inspired it.
Ah yes, a better world where citizens have to eat their own pets to survive starvation. Just keep in mind, Chomsky's visit happened years after Chavez rewrote the Constitution and to undermine the Supreme Court in order to consolidate his power as president. But like any good socialist, Noam Chomsky doesn't care about authoritarian dictators.
People who refuse to accept vaccines, I think the right response for them is not to force them to, but rather to insist that they be isolated.
Don't force anyone to take a vaccine that doesn't stop the spread of infection. Just isolate them from the rest of society. That's what a good dictator would do.
George Orwell, a guy who the right likes to, claim wrongly. Fred Hampton, Eugene Debs, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, John Rawls, MLK, Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a socialist.
Oh, come on. Albert Einstein is a socialist intellectual. He was an intellect because of his scientific insights, not because he was an expert in socialism. Don't believe me? Ask Albert Einstein himself, who admitted he isn't an expert in anything economics. Saying that Albert Einstein is a socialist intellect is like saying Joe Biden is the world's most powerful cyclist. It's such a weird way of framing things. Sure, he's a cyclist, and sure, he's extremely powerful, but his power doesn't stem from his cycling. He's both of those things separately, but I would never describe him as a powerful cyclist.
We can go on. Now, again, Jordan, you might not agree with these people, but to pretend like, they're just not intellectuals.
Again, they're just not great intellectuals.
Hey, even though I'm not a right-winger, there are definitely right-wing intellectuals. They exist. I don't agree with them. I think sometimes they're massively wrong, but I can't just pretend like they're not intellectuals.
So, they're massively wrong, and you don't agree with them. Maybe they're not great intellectuals.
Guys, fascist intellectuals.
Again, is Kyle saying that there exists or existed great fascist intellectuals? I would have thought no, but apparently.
Now, Charles Darwin can be correct on evolution, but eugenics can be wrong, and so his ideas could have been true, but also inspired some far-right atrocities and terrible stuff. But that doesn't mean I can sit here and say, well, he's not an intellectual, or he's wrong about evolution too, because the stuff that it led to.
What the hell is Kyle even talking about? This has nothing to do with what Jordan Peterson tweeted about. He's just rambling incoherently.
He did a debate with one of the people you're claiming don't exist. And didn't he dodge a debate with Richard Wolff? And he's also bending over backwards to not have a conversation with Nathan J. Robinson. I'm actually one of the few lucky ones, somebody on the left, who got to sit down with him.
This is kind of a self-own, because the whole narrative is Peterson's afraid to debate all these intelligent people on the left. But he wasn't afraid to debate you. No one's afraid to debate you.
I'm retarded?